Patriots, baby.
The Inky Mann.
And he's on the door. And he's on the door.
It is real.
And he's on the door. And he's on the door.
Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy. All right, so we begin what I'm going to possibly call this show The Road to Retire. That's definitely the hashtag that I'm running with. I'm even thinking of retire at 50 as a hashtag as well. But we're going to begin. All right, so what I'm looking to do is retire at 50 for those who are just tuning in. And one of the reasons I thought of that was one of my favorite authors, Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has a book called The Cashflow Quadrant. And the title of the book is Rich Dad's Cashflow Quadrant Guide to Financial Freedom. So using this premise, I'm going to use that as my foundation to attempt to retire by 50. All right, so we got less than a year. In all actuality, got less than a year to actually be 50. But my goal is to be retired, meaning that I am not working for someone else. Even if I'm just working for myself, I'm not working for anyone else. I am retired from the workforce. Sounds kind of crazy as it's coming out of my mouth, but that's pretty much the goal. So we're looking at February 1st of 2023 on into January 31st of 2024. Within that time, I'm looking to be retired. So what is the cash flow quadrant? So here's the diagram, and Robert Kiyosaki says that this is a way to categorize people based on where their money comes from. So let's start here. Me personally, I'm here in the employee section. And I am also a small business owner, self-employed, so I'm also in the S quadrant. All right? So that's what the E and the S stands for. Right now, the average person is usually on the left side of the quadrant, whereas the wealthy people are considered to be on the right side of the quadrant. So you might be asking,
what's on the right side of the quadrant?
Now that's a good question, you handsome fellow, you. Quite the handsome devil you are. We start here with the B, which is a business owner or big business, as well as the I, which is investor. So if you have control of these two situations, or if you're in these two situations, these are the paths to a faster path of wealth, of gaining financial freedom, I should say. Now, this is my goal, is to be on the right side in either quadrant, if not in both. Because Robert Kiyosaki actually said that it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of all. This way you know how to navigate. I was about to say manifest. How to navigate. If you're going through the quadrant, E to the S to the B to the I, each one is a step above the next one, but pretty much necessary for you to be able to understand the last one to build on it, if that makes sense. It's like an upgrade of the last quadrant, right? So my goal is to be on the right side. So I'm going to give you let me break down what Kiyosaki said this. He had a section called quadrant words. And what he did is he came up with phrases that people would use if they were in these individual quadrants. So for example, in the E quadrant, a person who comes from the E, employee quadrant, might say, I'm looking for a safe, secure job with good pay and excellent benefits, which is pretty dangerous, and you'll see why if you stay on this journey with me. The S quadrant, a person who comes from the S, self-employed quadrant, might say, my rate is $75 per hour, or my normal commission rate is 6% of the total price, or I can't seem to find people who want to work and do the job right. Or I've got more than 20 hours into this project. For the most part, people that are in the S position, self-employed, usually don't think that anyone else can do the job that they can do or can't do it better than them. So for the most part, they end up being the business, okay? So then we move on to the B quadrant. A person operating out of the B, business owner quadrant, might say, I'm looking for a new president to run my company. Now, I understand the difference between a business owner and being self-employed or being a small business owner. What this is implying is that if you're a small business owner, again, you are the product. You walk away, there's no money to be made. But if you're in big business or in a bigger business, then you have employees that are running the business. You have a system in place. That's also one of the things that he said separates small business from businesses. Are you able to run your business and not be there? Is your business able to run and you're not around? That's the people that are in the B quadrant. So looking for a president to run your company, whereas a person who's in the S quadrant would want to be the president, want to be the CEO. You understand? A person in the B quadrant understands, I'd rather you run it. Just give me my checks. All right. See how it's starting to kind of click? Is there a little... And then those that are in the I quadrant, someone operating out of the I investor quadrant might say, is my cash flow based on an internal rate of return or net rate of return? Now, for those of you who understand that, that means you have a little bit of financial literacy or a little financial intelligence. Now, if you don't, it doesn't mean you're an idiot. It just means that if that is something you want to know, you should go ahead and do the homework to do that. But a person who is an investor takes it even a step further than a business owner, a big business owner, I should say. Because what this person does is sets up the businesses, aka systems, in place. So this is a person who's a serial entrepreneur, a person who's buying bonds, stocks, things of that nature. They're able to put their money in and they make their money. Now again, remember, all four quadrants are ways that you make money, okay? And these are, again, they're all ways for you to make money. So if you're in the I quadrant and you are an investor, then you're making your money off dividends, off of royalties, off of patents, you know, things like that. Money that is coming in because the money is working for you and you're not working for the money at all, okay? So you can be an investor that invests in several businesses. You can be an investor who invests in a small business. You can be an investor who owns a business who hires employees. You dig? So with that being cleared up, we'll get into a little bit further what the quadrant is and how it applies to me, but that is pretty much what my goal is, and I wanted you to see what this is about. Employee, small business, big business, investor. As a matter of fact, right here on the paper, E, you have a job. S, you own a job. B, you own a system and people work for you. I, money works for you. Okay? So hopefully you have a clear understanding as to what the cash flow quadrant is. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you have any anything to say, feel free to comment below. All right? With that being said, I'm glad that you guys rock with me on this cash flow quadrant situation. Continue to follow this journey. I'm thinking of making I got some surprises for you. I got a surprise for you. All right? So continue to stay with your boy on this road to retirement. As a matter of fact, it's been a while. Let's do a little third eye poked.
You know it, you can feel it in your throat. Say it, I'm about to let my mind flow down. Say it, get your third eye poked. Get your third eye poked. Get your third eye.
If you have two pillows, the top pillow is using the bottom pillow as a pillow.
No way.
Technically, your alarm tone is your theme song because it starts every episode.
You could totally look at it that way.
Earth is a wet rock that's been sitting out so long, stuff has started to grow on it.
What a fresh perspective.
A keychain is a ring invented so that you can lose all your keys at once.
That's a double-edged sword because it's convenient when you have them all together, but it's not that convenient when you lose them because you lose access to literally everything.
A person standing in front of you is technically the person standing the furthest away behind you.
You know, I didn't get to say it. But Third Eye Poke, for those of you who have not seen that feature of my show, Third Eye Poke is when you take, I usually would take three statements, and make sure that they hit you right in the third eye. Now, in this case, I found this on TikTok, and I realized that what he was saying falls right into that third eye poke category. So I hope you enjoyed that. And you know, even though I'm doing this road to retirement and basically taking the show to that extent, I'm not going to get rid of the features. So I will have third eye poke. I will have the questions. It's been a while since I had why you had your ass on your shoulders, but I'll have all that stuff and probably some more new features. All right. So with that being said, let me see, a few parting words. First of all, I want to thank all of you who tuned into the last show and gave me positive feedback on the Big Art music video. I really appreciate the comments that I got. You have to understand, when you make something, especially when it comes to music, and especially when music is when it comes to hip hop music in general, for whatever reason it is, stuff gets old very quick, and hip hop music for the most part has been just so segmented that you get people that are a part of the hip hop community that won't listen to certain hip hop music because of the category it's in, yet it all belongs to the culture. So when I put stuff out in my style of music, you can take back to the 90s, but one thing about my style of music is no matter who you are, if you're listening to it, you're gonna bob your head, you're gonna dance, because I just know the science behind what kind of music does that, right? So when people are paying attention to these tracks and they're saying what they're saying, I love it. Big shout to my man Big Art, who the song is named after, for allowing me to put that song title together, allowing me to use his image on the album cover, the single cover, and for allowing me to just do that, man. Big Art has played a part in my life back in the days, and maybe one day I'll get into that, but he knows, and those who know Big Art, they know. And with that being said, I'm gonna go and get on out of here. Y'all be good. Stay tuned for the road to retire. I think I'm gonna call it Inky Mann's Road to Retire. As a matter of fact, I think we should take a vote. Stay tuned for the vote. If you're on my Facebook page, go ahead and vote there. If you're seeing this on YouTube, I'll figure out a way that you can get in. Maybe just say what you think I should have the show be, but I'm gonna come up with some next show. I'll figure it out. Just stay tuned. Later.